Hey, it's Father's Day Eve. I'm Loudon Wainwright. I'm a dad. I had a dad. The dadness is everywhere. Being a dad isn't so bad, except that you gotta feed them. You gotta shoe them, clothe them, and try not to loathe them, and hug them and hug them and heat them. Being a dad can sure make you mad, man. It sure can drive you crazy. It's as hard as it looks. You gotta read them dumb books, and you end up despising Walt Disney. Being a dad starts to get radical when they turn into teenagers. You gotta tighten the screws, enforce the curfews, confiscate weapons and pagers. Remember pagers? But a daughter's son can be sort of fun, just as long as they don't defy you. They'll treat you like a king. Don't believe anything. They're easy to frighten and lie to. Make you feel glad when you get paperweights and aftershave lotion. Yeah, it feels pretty great when they graduate. That's when you're choked with emotion. But being a dad takes more than a tad of good luck and divine intervention. Foolproof disguises, desperation's the father of invention. So sometimes you take off for a few rounds of golf, and you stay away for half of their lifetimes. The result of it all is you're captured, hauled off before a tribunal for dad crimes. 2, 3, 4. Join in, won't you? Let me hear you. Come on, I can't hear you, moms. Same-sex couples. Being a dad can make you feel sad, like you're the insignificant other. Yeah, right from the start, they break your heart. In the end, every kid wants his mother. Being a dad. Dad, Father's Day Eve. Yeah, baby. Loudon Wainwright. Speaking of baby, here's a This is probably the first song I ever wrote about kids. And I wrote it before I had any kids, so it was way back when I knew better. This was on my second album, which came out about 1971. Be careful, there's a baby in the house, and a baby will not be fooled. It will think and do what it wants to until you get it schooled. Be careful, there's a baby in the house, and a baby will play for real, yeah. If your I love you is an IOU, don't expect to get a good deal. Look out, mama, look out, dad. Your bundle of joy will not be had. If the blanket is blue, if the blanket is pink, yeah, watch what you do now, watch what you think. Be careful, there's a baby in the house, and a baby can spot your shtick. Oh, la coochie coochie coo is a lot of poo poo, yeah, when you spread it on that thick. Be careful. Yeah, and a baby is better than smart. It can waddle through all the stuff you do, yeah. Never mind your big head start. Be careful, there's a baby in the house. Be careful, there's a baby in the house. That's the title track to this event. This show I'm going to do for you here at on Father's Day Eve, 2020. When the world is upside down in so many ways. But I'm glad you're here, and I'm going to play that. So that was the first song I ever wrote about kids. But then, you know, when the first one, Rufus, was getting ready to make his grand entrance way back there in 1973, I wrote this one. We're wondering when you will arrive. We're wondering what you'll be. We're wondering if you'll be a her or if be a he. Maybe you'll arrive today, perhaps tomorrow night. We're hoping you won't hurt too much, and that you'll be alright. Life has a few unpleasantries, we may as well confess. We suppose you'll cry a lot and that you'll be a mess. There is one thing you should note well, this there is no doubt. You cannot get inside again once you have come out. Even though there's trouble, even though there's fuss, we really think you'll like it here. We hope that you like us. The name of that song is Dilated to Meet You, or As Your Cervix. Yeah, when we informed my grandmother that we were going to name our first great-grandchild not Loudon Wainwright IV, but Rufus McGarrigle Wainwright, she said, Rufus, that's a dog's name. She was so perceptive, my grandmother. Happy birthday, Martha. Happy birthday, birthday girl. I'm sorry I can't be there for that party, birthday girl. Pin the tail upon the donkey in that party dress. Balloons and cake, 2 kinds of ice cream. Guess you'll be a mess. 5 years old. This is the sing-along part now. 5 years old. Let me go back to the first one. Let me hear it go. 5 years old. Then we go like this. We go 5 years old. Be nice to all your pals and cousins. Remember, they're your guests. Share the fun with your big brother. As friends go, he's your best. I know that they'll sing happy birthday when those lights go out. Make a wish, it just might come true. Blow those candles out. Come on. 5 years old. It's a party. Let me hear you. 5 years old. 5 years old. 5 years old. I hope you get the gifts you wanted on your special day. The pet store was all out of ponies. Maybe next birthday. I know you cannot play with flowers. They're nice to smell and see. But if you got some roses on your birthday, they're for me. I won't forget the day that you were born 5 years ago. We were happy and excited, and we loved you so. You're growing up so quickly now, I feel a little sad. Has to be expected, after all, I am your daddy. 5 years old, a little bit louder, everybody at home, come on. 5 years old, come on, it's a hootenanny. 5 years old, 5 years old. birthday, Martha. Happy birthday, birthday girl. I'm sorry I can't be there for that party, birthday girl. The pin and tail upon the donkey in that party dress. Balloons and cake, 2 kinds of ice cream. Guess you'll be a mess. Ah, that was incredible. You guys sound great. Singing your proverbial asses off in lockdown there at home. Wonder what you're wearing. I don't want to think too hard about that. And but it's a Saturday night, so something casual perhaps. Have you got a cocktail? Have you had several cocktails? I don't want to get into the overly personal here. So there's a song about Martha, and then prior to that we sang one about, I sang one about Rufus, and sing songs about all the kids. There are I have 4 kids. Hat was the first word that my Lucy said, so much more than something that you just wear on your head. Shade from the sun, cover from snow and rain. Keep your big secret under it. I mean your brain is thrown in the air. It's kicked and stomped in the dust. Tip it if you will, or doff it if you must. It's Orchestra Mountain, Monarch, Risen Creek. Crown and the band and the brim and the peak. Pull out a rabbit, put in all the names. There remained a man of mystery who's losing his hair. The good wear the white ones. That's black for the bad guy. Jack Abram off the thing down over your eye. She didn't say mom, she didn't say pom. She said the first thing important she saw. And it could have been juice, it might have been a cat. Why in the world did Lucy say hat? She didn't say star. Words are as important as any words are. Ernie and Bert and the count who's a bat. No, she didn't say those. Instead she chose hat. You can pass it around or throw it down in defeat. There's the man on the mound and the cop on the beat. Remove it in church, singing, say, can you see? Uncover your head for God and liberty. It's so much more than one thing. And you wear on your head. That was the first word my Lucy said. It looks cool. Happy Father's Day evening. And it's Loudon Wainwright here, in case you didn't recognize me. I've grown my plague beard. Man, this puppy used to be red. Shit happens, you know. I want to bring my dad into the proceedings. My father, Loudon Wainwright Jr., died in 1988. He was an amazing writer. He wrote a column in Life magazine for years called A View from Here. Widely read and universally appreciated, and about gosh, now it's about 7 years ago. I kind of reread all of his columns, and then I made a little theatrical show called Surviving Twin, and where I take some of his writing and then I connect it with some of my songs. It's kind of a posthumous collaboration. I use the present tense. It's kind of because it's streaming as we speak. It's on Netflix, Surviving Twin, and gee, I hope you can check that out at some point. So I'm going to do one of my dad's, or part of one of my father's columns. A column he wrote about his own dad. My father's dad died when my dad was just 17 years old. So this happens from time to time. This amp starts to feed back a little bit, so I just do. Yeah, I just punish the amplifier. This is a little piece of a column my dad wrote called "The Sum of Recollections Just Keeps Growing." So here's him talking about his dad. A few years ago, I saw a collection of old home movies that my father had made in the mid-1930s. Since he held the camera, he never appeared in the films, although his long afternoon shadow occasionally fell across the scenes he shot. But his presence, the way he thought about some things and how he felt, seemed extraordinarily evident to me. To make his movie during one bitter winter, he'd walked out on the frozen bay near our house and shot a long piece of film looking back toward the land. What obviously interested him were the shapes the camera lingered on, great heaves of broken ice and pilings of docks wrenched into jagged angles against the sky. Watching, I was astonished at his selections. I'd always thought of him as a completely direct man with no interest at all in abstractions of any kind. But here he was on film, working hard with the camera, trying to find the right framing for the stark forms he saw. This was a large insight into my father's being that I'd missed completely. The films showed me more than that about him. In another section, he was photographing me as I skated near him. First, I watched the movie with the fascination one usually feels when he looks at pictures of himself in child's packaging, especially in child's packaging. Delighted with my own gay awkwardness on ice, I suddenly had the sense that the camera was projecting a clear quality of love. The child fell. The camera lurched as its holder moved in to help, then steadied as the boy rose smiling. The camera zoomed in for a close-up, then drew back and held as the child bent ankled in one crude circle after another. Decades later, the photographer's tenderness quite overwhelmed his subject. Even if we're late, we can still reach out for fathers and find good moments for ourselves in what they left behind. The only time I've seen you was about a year ago. I was afraid to hold you, but I wanted you to know. I touched your tiny perfect hand before I went uptown. I didn't pick you up because I'd have to put you down for reasons that don't make much sense, and you won't understand. I've stayed away for your first year. It's sort of what I planned. But I've been in your neighborhood, sometimes just blocks away. I didn't come to visit you because I couldn't stay. There was a baby on a plane. Maybe she was 2, and she was smiling at me. I was not sure what to do. I've kept my distance from you. A year's much more than a while, and so I looked away from her, too ashamed to smile. When I saw you last year, I knew that there was no mistake. Amazing things can happen. Why? Just look what life can make. But life can get so hard sometimes. Some feelings can't be tamed. And people get so angry, frightened and ashamed. You've been a sort of secret for a year. I've told but few, although I'm sure that where you are, so many must love you. I've passed by your window, but haven't dared look in. Although I know I love you too, I'm too scared to begin. For reasons that don't make much sense, and you won't understand. I've stayed away for your first year. It's sort of what I planned. But I've passed by your window and haven't dared look in. Although I know I'd love you too, I'm too scared to begin. That one goes out to my daughter Lexi. Okay. Dog goes bow wow, kitty goes meow, milk cow, she goes moo. Chicken goes cluck and the duck goes quack and the rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo. The pig is fat and the snail is slow and the donkey sure is dumb. The lion is brave and the bear is strong and the snake spits out its tongue. Fish in the air and birds in the water and the earthworm underground. Clams in the shell, ants in the hill and horses on a merry-go-round. Big as a whale, crazy like a fox, lazy as a three-toed sloth. Beavers making dams and bees making honey, Dr. Caterpillar and Mr. Moth. Hey! Hey! Well, a monkey on my back and a tiger in my tank and a frog down in my throat. Wearing alligator shoes and a turtleneck sweater and a full-length camel hair coat. And a shark skin suit, drinking bird's nest soup or rabbit's foot for a lucky charm. Cuckoo, cuckoo, I belong in the zoo, reading Orwell's Animal Farm. Dog goes bow wow, kitty goes meow, milk cow, she goes moo. The chicken goes cluck and the duck goes quack and the rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo. The pig is fat and the snail is slow and the donkey sure is dumb. The lion is brave and the bear is strong and the snake spits out its tongue. Hey! That's the animal song for all you dads out there. Your dads and your kids and your granddads and your stepdads and your absentee dads and your on the ball dads and the dadness. Loudon Wainwright here. Be careful, there's a baby in the house. That's what I'm calling this thing. Between the forest and the ocean lies a lonely strand. The ocean is your mother, the forest fatherland. You are stranded on that empty beach, not knowing where to go. Out to sea or else inland, your whole life you don't know. In between the earth and sky, there is an atmosphere. Feet on the ground, your head up high, but you are stuck right here. You're in between your whole life long. What happens when you die? Down below is Mother Earth, your father dwells on. How you doing, Dad? Honor thy father and thy mother, though they're not the same, and one pits you against the other. It's the cruelest game. You are stuck and you are stranded. You must live until you die. At home in forest and in ocean, worship earth and sky. At home in forest and in ocean, worship earth and sky. There are pictures on the piano, pictures of the family, mostly my kids, but there's an old picture of you and me. You were 5 and I was 6, 1952. That was 60 years ago. How could it be true? We were sitting outside drawing, a table meant for cards, must have been in autumn. Falling leaves in the front yard, a shoebox full of crayons, full of colors oh so bright, in a picture in a plastic frame, a snapshot black and white. You were looking at my paper, watching what I drew. It was natural, I was older, 13 more months than you. A brother and a sister, little boy and girl. And whoever took that picture They captured our own world. A brother needs a sister to watch what he can do, to protect and to torture, to boss around is true. But a brother will defend her, for a sister's love is pure, because she thinks he's wonderful when he is not so sure. In the picture there's a fender, our old Chevrolet, or Pontiac, our dad would know. Surely he could say, if Dad is dead and we grow old, it's true that time flies by. In 60 years the world has changed as well as you and I. That's the picture. Yeah, the picture. I'm looking for a picture here. Let me see if I got a picture. Oh, God, yeah. There's a picture of me and my sister, Teddy. Check this out. Woo! Yeah. Me and Teddy. All right, I'm going to take a little break now. And then we'll come back and do some more dad material here on Father's Day Eve, courtesy of the City Winery. I should add that, of course, and looking forward to part 2 of Be Careful, There's a Baby in the House.
Hey, Dad! I'm with a monkey on my back and a tiger in my tank and a frog down in my throat. Wearing alligator shoes and a turtleneck sweater and a full-made camel-haired coat. In a shark-skin suit, drinking bird's nest soup, rubbing for a lucky charm. Cuckoo, cuckoo, I belong in the zoo, reading Orwell's Animal Farm. Dog goes bow wow, kitty goes meow, milk cow she goes moo. Chicken goes cluck and the duck goes quack and the rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo. The pig is fat and the snail is slow and the donkey sure is dumb. The lion is brave and the bear is strong and the snake spits out its tongue. Woo!
Hey, gang. Welcome back to Be Careful, There's a Baby in the House, Part 2. He's gone upstairs to hit the sack. Daddy gets grubby, got to take a nap. Yeah, Daddy take a nap, take a nap, take a nap. Daddy take a nap. Whoa, Daddy got to go and take a nap. All of us kids around our house, we got to keep it quiet, quiet as a mouse. Daddy gets grumpy like a grizzly bear. Leave him hibernating in his lair. 'Cause Daddy's kind of dangerous, that's a fact. Hey, Daddy gets grumpy, got to take a nap. Yeah, Daddy take a nap, take a nap, take a nap. Oh, Daddy. Oh, Daddy got to go and take a nap. It seems like Daddy's sleeping all of the time. take a nap. Daddy, take a nap, take a nap, take a nap. Oh, Daddy. Oh, Daddy, Daddy got to go take a nap. All right, take a nap, Daddy. Mom tells Daddy, go get a job. Then she calls him a lazy slob. But in the morning they make up. That's a fact. And then Mommy goes with Daddy and they both take a nap. Yeah, Daddy take a nap, take a nap, take a nap. Oh, Daddy. Oh, Daddy. Daddy and Mommy take a nap. Daddy, take a nap. Happy Father's Day. It's Father's Day Eve, so tomorrow's the big day, but I'm sure everybody's got their got the dadness on their minds. Let's put the capo on this thing here. Long ago I hit you. We were in the car. You were crazy in the back seat. It had gone too far. I pulled the auto over. I hit you with all my might. I knew right away it was too hard. I'd never make it right. I was aiming for your buttock, but I struck your outer thigh. You had on a bathing suit, and right before our ride, suntan skin turned crimson where the hand had hit. My palm stung from hitting you so hard, I heard it. Against the law in Sweden, charges can be filed. Here it's all too common. A parent hits a child. On your face I saw the shock, then I saw the pain. Then I saw the look of fear, the fear I'd strike again. Then I saw your anger, your defiant pride. Then I saw one tear drop, the rest you kept inside. I said I was sorry, I tried to clean the slate. With that blowout soda seed, I saw it was too late. Things are awful between me and you. All we do is argue like two people who are through. I blame you, your friends, your school, your mother and MTV. Last night I almost hit you, that blame belongs to me. Long ago I hit you. We were in the car. You were crazy in the back seat. just change my camera angle here a little bit. I want people to see my guitar, my fabulous guitar playing, and my fabulous guitar. That's some of it anyway. That's the last one was called "Hitting You." Oh man, yeah. Put this puppy down here. Read you something. I want to read you something that I wrote. It was in this book that I wrote. I wrote a book in 2017. Came out in 2017 anyway, called Liner Notes. And I'm going to read you. A selection. This was something I wrote back in the early 1980s called Scrambled Eggs. Yep, I got kids back home in the homes they share with their mothers. Homes without fathers, husbands or boyfriends. It sounds sad, doesn't it? Well, it is if you want it to be. I mean, it's sad when I see them, when they come to visit me. Sounds like I'm in jail. Jail for once wed bachelor fathers. My kids are curious about me, and I really believe they need me, but as all the studies have shown, kids are very strong and flexible. They can adapt to a bad situation like a broken home. For a while anyway, but then, as all the studies have also shown, kids from broken homes sometimes get screwed up later on. It's a terrible expression. A broken home, like a machine that doesn't work properly, or a vase that's fallen off a mantle and then is glued back together badly. At this point, the kids are young, and my biggest fear is that they're going to hate me and blame me for their unhappy lives. It will be my fault because I couldn't stick it out with their mothers, that I wasn't around when I needed them. Oh, Freudian slip. When they needed me. My own father stuck it out, but he wasn't really around even when he was in the same room. He was certainly a presence, at least, which is something I can't really say for myself, except for these filial visits. Usually, I pick them up at the airport, handed off at the gate by a smiling stewardess. They are unaccompanied minors and tagged as such. I suppose someday there might be an unaccompanied minor strike. That's kind of a 1980s UK type. You know? After an awkward hug, there's a strange long walk to wait at the baggage carousel, which, unlike the merry-go-round, is a fairly serious place. The drive into the city is pretty nice. We're going to my house, and there's an anticipation about that in the car or the taxi. Do they remember what it looks like? Dad's place. Has it changed since the last time? I'm excited about what it will feel like to have my children in my house. Will they transform the place from a lonely bachelor pad into a happy home? In the vehicle, we talk about what's taken place in our lives since we last saw each other. Nothing important. I finished a record. School is fine. Then we get there, and everybody's excitement starts to wear off, and we settle into the job, down to the real problem of what the hell are we going to do together? Me. Did you eat on the plane? Them. Yeah, but we could eat again. Me. What would you like? Them. I don't know. Me. Some eggs? Them. Okay. Me. Scrambled? Them. Okay. Then they watch television while I try to make great scrambled eggs that they will never forget, scrambled eggs that they will remember when they're 80. My father used to make good scrambled eggs, and every once in a while linguine with white clam sauce. Those were his specialties. By that, I mean that was all that he could cook. It's not easy to cook, and thank God for television, because without television, what would they do while I was cooking? Would they read or draw? Maybe for a while, but this is not the 1930s. It's the late 1970s, and it's New York City, and you don't suggest to your kids, why don't you go outside and play? Pretty soon, even the television lets me down, and they start to fight with each other. Now, this is important. What this really is an effort on their part to get something really happening, something really cooking, not just eggs, because they know that when they start to argue, bicker, fight, then I get crazy because fighting is wrong and I have to fix it. But fighting is also their job, the job they've been sent to do by their mother, the job to come visit me in New York and make me fucking crazy. I try to control the fighting with a wimpy imploring, kids. That doesn't work. Soon it shifts into, kids, cut that out. No dice. Next comes, okay, I'm warning you. Wow, a warning. Then it peaks with, God damn it, I told you. Now, if I'm angry enough, they stop fighting because miraculously, we've made contact with each other. There's a connection between them and this total stranger, their father. And it's just like the yelling they get at home from their real parent, their mother. Lower lips quiver, tears well up, sinuses clog. The crying starts. Now, something interesting happens. I feel terrible, but I can't let up. I've got to follow through with the punishment. Maybe a little more angry reprimanding. When they were younger, maybe a spanking, turn off the TV, separating them, exiling them behind closed doors. It's all damaging, but I don't hesitate to use any of it. Sooner or later, though, my anger and outrage subsides, and I change back into the kind, receptive, affectionate, sheepishly recalcitrant father. I explain why they shouldn't argue, fight, and torture each other. Of course they understand. They understood before I yelled at them, but we needed the ritual. Yelling and punishment and the nodding of heads and the wiping of the tears and the snorting and the snuffling of warm, hot snot. They return to watching TV peaceably, blissfully coexisting. I return to the scrambling of eggs, thinking I have accomplished something. Unfortunately, this particular batch of scrambled eggs will not be great. Actually, I think I'm going to do something to cheer up the proceedings. That last selection was kind of a bummer, if you know what I mean. So here's a song I wrote with the young people, and that is to say, my kids in mind. feed the garbage, mow the floor, and sweep the lawn. Salt and pepper on my porridge, one day I'll be dead and gone. Oh, my good girl loves me madly, and my bad girl is a flirt. I'll take the good with the bad gladly, and I'll treat them both like dirt. Apple butter for my breakfast, peanut butter for my lunch. Bread and butter for my dinner, margarine for Sunday brunch. Baseball's fine, football's rough, for basketballers all are tall. Hey, but I like hockey, hockey's tougher, you must play without a ball. Think about it. That's too much trouble and too much bother, I've stood all I can stand. I'm a son, I'm a father, I am just a middleman. When I wake up in the morning, I hop up right out of bed. Unless, of course, I am hungover and I pretend that I am dead. Dump the dog, feed the garbage, mow the floor, and sweep the lawn. Salt and pepper on my porridge, one day I'll be dead. You'll be dead, I'll be dead, we'll be dead and gone. Hey, that cheered you right up, I just know it did. Let me show you something here, boy. This is, can you see this? This is it's show and tell time at the Be Careful There's a Baby in the House show. Rufus gave me this. Can you see it? It's a dad. I'm sure it must be a dad. And it looks like his son. And if you look closer, the father appears to be ready to strangle the kid. So it's kind of edible. When I was your age, I was just like you. Just look at me now, I'm sure you do. If your grandfather was just as bad, you should have heard him trash his dad. Life's no picnic, that's a given. My mom's mom died when my mom was 7. My mom's father was a tragic guy. He was so distant, nobody knows why. Your mother's family, you know them. Each and every one a gem. Each and every one a gem. When I was your age, I was a mess on a bad day. I still am, I guess. I think I know what you're going through. Everything changes, but nothing is new. I know I'm miserable. Can't you see? Just want you to be just like me. Boys grow up to be grown men, and then men change back into boys again. You're starting up and I'm winding down. Ain't it big enough for us both in this town? Say it's big enough for us both. When I was your age, I thought I hated my dad and that the feeling was a mutual one that we had. We fought each other day and night. I was always wrong, he was always right. But he had the power he needed to win. His life half over, mine about to begin. I'm not sure about that edible stuff. but when we were together it was always rough. Hate is a strong word, I want to backtrack. The bigger the front, the bigger the back, the bigger the front, the bigger the back. Now you and me, or me and you, it's a different ball game, though not brand new. I don't know what all this fighting is for. We're having us a teenage, middle-aged war. I don't want to die. You want to live? It takes a little bit of taking, a whole lot of give. Never really ends, though each racist run this thing between a father and a son. Maybe it's power, push and shove. Maybe it's hate, probably it's love. Maybe it's hate, probably it's love. Maybe it's love. Who knows? Hey, yeah, let's get positive here. Love. This one goes out to my 3 grandchildren. Archangelo, Francis Valentine, and Viva. It's all in the family, that's no lie, even stays that way after we die. Leaves, branches, twigs on a family tree. The forest can be hard to see. Mother and father are in charge, and the brand new baby will loom large. Brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, it's a family life, so take a chance. It's a work in progress, can't you see? And the why, wherefore is a mystery. When the family fights, they know next door no one wins in a family war. Then there's that thing it's all made of. There we sing that the thing is love. Love heals heartache and familial pain. What family is not insane? So give them all a hug and a kiss at the wake, the wedding, birthday, bris. At the function, let dysfunction rule. No shallow end in the family pool. We gather for the holiday and pray for a quick, safe getaway. No one's so close, nothing so real. The smallest thing is the biggest deal. That so-and-so did such and such. How can you love someone so much? Forgive, forget, and finally see the forest from the family tree. It's all in the family, that's no lie. Even stays that way after we die. You forgive, forget, and finally see when you get to hold the new baby. Viva! It's all in a family. Yeah, what a family I've got. Oh boy. Whew. You know, I've mentioned some of the people. Rufus, Martha, Lucy, Lexi. Those are my 4 kids. Then I've got brothers and sisters. And anyway, sometimes those of us that are musicians, and there are several, we go out and we do shows together. What a treat that is. So some years ago, I don't know how many at this point, doesn't matter, me, Rufus, my daughter Lucy, her mom, Suzy Roach from the Roaches, my sister Sloan Wainwright, who's a wonderful singer, songwriter. We all went out and went to Alaska and did a whole thing called, I think it was called the Wainwright Family Adventure, if I recall correctly. We played in 5 places in Alaska. There really are only 5 places to play, and 4 of them are in Anchorage. No. I love Lisa Murkowski. Anyway, we did 5 shows, and we went to different towns. And here's the catch. The audience came with us to all the shows. We did the first show in Anchorage, then we got in a bus and we went to Homer, Alaska. And by we, I mean us and the audience. Then we went to Seward, and we went on a boat, and we took a train. What an adventure that was. And I'm going to write I wrote a song about it. I'm going to sing it for you now. Unfortunately, and this is mentioned in the song, a couple of my kids couldn't make it. Martha couldn't be there. And my daughter Lexi was in college at that point, so she had a good excuse. And so here it is. Meet the Wainwrights on the train, the boat, the bus. Join your family. Come on, rub elbows with us. Yes, we're the Wainwrights. Let's sing in family for 5 days and 5 nights. Come sample our reality in Alaska. That wild and crazy state, it's a safe distance from the lower 48. We're the Wainwrights. We get looks and we get stares. Northern eagles, Eskimos, glaciers, moose, and bears. Meet the Wainwrights. Now we finally have a show. Forget the Osbournes. Those Kardashians must go. We're the Wainwrights. We can play and we can sing our sound and music, kind of a screwed up fun trap type thing. Rufus Wainwright, yeah, you remember him. Was a tit man. Now he checks pecs out at the gym. He has a trainer traveling with him on the bus. He's more famous and much richer than the rest of us. La-di-dee-da. Oh, we got Roaches from that awesome singing crew, Suzy and Lucy. That's a daughter, mother, twosome up there. And for that we all are glad. Once upon a happy time, so slept with Lucy's dad. Sloaney Wainwright has a voice that will not quit. Bears and eagles and whales are afraid of it. And Sarah Palin runs the other way. Sarah in Alaska as she moved to L.A. Dee-da-dee-da. Martha Wainwright and Lexi Kelly are not here. Lex is in college. Martha just chose to steer clear being a Wainwright. Can be a little much, but Martha and the bloody motherfucking nestle stay in touch. Loudon Wainwright, yeah, he's a patriarch. He's a skunk man who can get a little dark. He is important. I would like to make it clear, if it were not for Loudon, none of you folks would be here. So meet the Wainwrights on the train, the boat, the bus. Join the family. Come on, rub elbows with us. Yes, we're the Wainwrights. That singing family for 5 days and 5 nights. Come sample our reality, the adventure of a lifetime with the Wainwright family. Whew, meet the Wainwrights. Hey, welcome to, if you're just tuning in for the tail end, welcome to Be Careful There's a Baby in the House. It's my Father's Day Eve special. And we're almost done, I'd say. I don't want to overdo this. And, you know, you need to rest up for seeing the kids tomorrow. Now, I did earlier in the show, I did one of the things my dad wrote that I use in my Netflix show, Surviving Twin. Don't forget to watch that. I'm going to do another quickie. This one, this is part of a column he wrote called Chasing Away the Ghosts of Christmases Past, I believe it's called. So this is my dad talking to you now. On the basis of the way things are with my children, I doubt that the length of the acquaintance necessarily makes it easier for loved ones to know you better, or for you to know them. The past keeps getting in the way. My children are all grown now, deep into the complications of their adult lives, but where I'm concerned, I bet the ghostly parent of earlier Christmases keeps popping up for them when my number is punched. The old record, complete with stored outrage and disappointment, comes up on the computer screen, and a natural reserve, a caution built up for years, takes over. Why shouldn't it? We share a big chunk of the past. There were awful bumps. I've gotten used to the fact that they have their own versions of how things were. They're entitled, even if I recall some things differently. No, it's not that I want to set the record straight. That could make matters worse. But change is possible. And I'd like to begin work on some sort of updated, realigned model for our connection. Something that reflects not just what we were or thought we were, but what we have become. You'll never change, neither will I. We'll stay the same till the days that we die. I'll never win, neither will you. So what in this world are we gonna do? People hate change, they make a fuss, they stay the same. People like us, folks wanna win when they can choose. More important than that, folks don't wanna lose. When did it start? How did it go wrong? Why in this world can't we get along? Each victory should be good news, but when I have to win, you're the one that I lose. I want to change, I don't know how. We need to change, though I know that now. It's sad, but it's true. I have to say, the days that we die aren't that far away. You'll never change, neither will I. We'll stay the same till the days that we die. I'll never win, neither will you. So what in this world we gonna do? It's called the days that we die. When you borrow your father's car, doesn't matter how old you are, you don't ever drive too far. When you borrow your father's car, and when you drink at your mother's house, have a couple but don't get soused. You don't want to play surrogate spouse with her. When you drink at your mother's house, you don't want to make the old man boil. Your jalopy needs a treatment royal. Play it safe every time, check the oil. You don't want to make the old man boil. And when your kids come to spend a weekend, more and more that is becoming the trend. Get rid of that new girlfriend till Monday. When your kids come to spend a weekend. And if you're napping on your ex's futon, oh, you know that's not where you belong. When you notice some new stains they're on. Ex's futon, because if you're traveling out of state, don't forget to check the license plate. I mean the sticker expiration date. When you're traveling out of state. Happy Father's Day, all you dads out there and granddads and stepdads. I'm going to finish up with a song that I wish I'd written. My buddy Peter Blegvad wrote this. It's about as good a Father's Day song as you could come up with. It's called Daughter. Everything she sees, she says she wants. Everything she wants, I see she gets. That's my daughter in the water. Everything she owns, I bought her. Everything she owns. That's my daughter in the water. Everything she knows, I taught her. Everything she knows. Everything I say, she takes to heart. fell, I caught her. Every time she fell. That's my daughter in the water. I lost every time I fought her. Yeah, I lost every time. Strike somebody blind. Everything she thinks blows her tiny mind. That's my daughter in the water. Who'd have ever thought her? Who'd have ever thought? That's my daughter in the water. I lost every time I fought her. Yeah, I lost every time. Thank you very much, folks. More. We want more. Come back. We love you, Loudo. More. Okay. God, one more. And that's it for Be Careful, There's a Baby in the House. And this one's called Lullaby. Shut up and go to bed. Wrong key, but thanks again to the Fabulous City Wineries. My old buddy Shlomo setting all this up. Don't forget to watch Surviving Twin on Netflix. Oh, you're gonna love that. LW3.com, that's the website. You know, go there and just inundate yourself with my work and activities. Thanks for coming out. Lullaby. Shut up and go to bed. Put the pillow under your head. I'm sick and tired of all of your worries. Shut up and say goodnight. Say your prayers and turn out the light. I'm sick and tired of all of your sob stories. Shut up and shut your eyes. No more histrionics, no more college tries. Stop pushing, stop shoving, stop straining. Shut your mouth, button your lip. Your late night faucet that's gotta drip. All you're doing is merely complaining. The excuse that you're crazy is useless. You're not biting, you're barking, you're toothless. But you're ruthless. Shut up and catch some Z's. Do me a favor, don't... Shut up and catch some Z's. Ice cream with a cherry plus... Yeah. Something. Shut up and catch some Z's. Ice cream with a cherry plus a big pretty please. promise we'll resume tomorrow. That's a piece of it, Alice. Good night.